Hey all, Russ here, RVerTV. Welcome. Check it out. We're in the great state of Virginia. We're going to be crossing one big river up here. And exploring the town and going back in time. Heck yeah. Here we go. This is the mighty York River. We're heading up to Yorktown. This has been on the bucket list for a while when I looked at exploring East Coast. Spotted Yorktown. We have to visit here. This should be pretty darn cool. This is all part of the 2025 travel season. Bonus footage. Alright, here's my exit. Get ready. This should be a fun day exploring this old town. What do you say? Heck yeah. Places like this is where our country started. Back during the Revolutionary Wars, and oh my goodness, British, French. It is just vast with history. And they're saving it. They are saving it. I'm going to park and walk back down here. I tried to spot parking lots on the map. I'm kind of early. I wanted to get here early to beat the crowd. Left Deltaville right when the sun was coming up this morning. Look at that, all the brick right in the streets. See, there's not a bunch of parking down here. That's one thing with the van. I always got to look, where can I park? Very narrow streets. There's a museum here. They're not open yet, but I'll get in there a little later. Ooh, parking lot right there. Oh, wow, look at all the flowers too. I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna go back for that parking lot. That was wide open. So let me get turned around, get parked, and I'll head on down. There's a visitor center here, battlefields, big memorial statue. Some of these streets are even blocked off. See, look at that. I'm the only one in there. Yay. Could you imagine living here? My goodness, in these old homes. Home of Nicholas Martu, born in 1591. Lived here in the 1620s, died in 1657. Wow. One of the original people here. Right there. They don't build them like that anymore. Let's see, 1620. Only 400 years ago. Alright, well, let's head on down. See, I'm 500 years old, so yeah, that's about right. Joking. Hot and humid this time of year. We're not too far from the ocean. They built that little wall right around that lamppost. That's kind of cool. Makes you wonder who walked these streets, huh? Okay, after we cruise around down here, do a little sightseeing, I'll go up to the visitor center. It's supposed to be a old original tent that belonged to George Washington. That's what it said online anyway. There's the bridge we just crossed over, going over the York River. Tomorrow, I'm gonna try to find Jamestown. It's not too far from here, along the James River. Alright, that was Ballard Street, in case anyone's interested in that parking lot. Look for the parking lot on Ballard Street. Well, looks like they got a little construction going down here. Must be the marina. Public one. Ooh, go for a ride on a schooner. Alliance 2. The part's right here. That'd be cool. I don't have time today, but maybe another trip. Not a lot of wind. Of course, out there they don't need that much. Well, got a big old beach. Looks like a bike path. Pretty modern down here. When I drove in, I seen storyboards down by the bridge. Well, I'm gonna walk all the way down there instead of drive. Alright, well, it's about as far as I can go. It's gated off here. Let's head down towards the bridge. When those hurricanes hit the East Coast, but these places really get rocking and rolling with weather. We're super close to the ocean. The gulls make it down to the Outer Bank Islands here in just a few days. Virginia Institute of Marine Science. I think that's on the other side of the water. Well, setting up a tent here. They probably got summertime celebrations going. Isn't this gorgeous? I mean, all the bushes are manicured, pretty flowers. Very well done. Heavy artillery at Yorktown. Oh, goodness. Just a different time. I could imagine. Imagine the artifacts around here. They have battlefields up on the hill near the visitor center. Got the flags up. All peaceful now, huh? Converging on Yorktown. The ships coming in. Goodness. August 5th, 28 ships in a line. Big battles, huh? Lafayette's tour, October 18th to the 20th, 1824. Wow. Kind of hard to imagine visualizing all those big ships with cannons and right here in these waters. Could you imagine if them guys came back and seen what it is now? Oh, oh. Wonder if they'd stop in this Water Street Grill. Bet they got good food. The Olympic Flame was here January 31st, 1980. Yorktown, where independence was won. More history. first nuclear-powered merchant ship, the NS Savannah. It's now decommissioned. More history. What a neat place. Yeah, when I seen it online, we had to come here. Had to stop. I bet wintertime everything gets all frozen and iced up. Sure is pretty now, though. A little history on the bridge. Replaced the ferry system that ran here for 200 years to get across the water. Well, looks like we're getting down near the end of it. I'll keep going a little farther. Fisherman history forever. Oysters, crabs, clams, scallops. York River Ferry. Oh, there's some pictures before the bridge. That would have been cool. Take a ferry across this river, huh? Those are big. Lighthouse history here goes way back. Looks like it was out on the water. York Spit Lighthouse, another one. Any more GPS and all that, those big ships, they can navigate pretty good. And look at this, an old ship, old fishing ship, boat. Going out getting the catch of the day. What a life to live there, huh? Fishing these waters. Big old wooden hull boat. Big old map of the area. What's left of an old boat. Big old wooden mast on it. Quite a nice downtown walkway here, right along the waterfront. Bell's Rock Lighthouse, another lighthouse. So there's a few of them down here. What's this? Naval Weapons Station. Yeah, we're close to it. A lot of military bases around here. It's big time.
Morning. Hey, how you doing? Looks like and vertical today.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there you go, Johnny. Can you get that one? Oh.
Well, I'll head back towards the van. See what else I can find, but every single step is historic here. There's this hundreds of years. Look at the old windmill. That's a real deal, I think, too. Oh, here's a sign on it. The Yorktown windmill. Wow. History of the original windmill. 1711 it was built. The Collier Betsy. Wooden ship. Miniature replica. Sailed the seas, huh? Well, okay. We'll just keep trucking here. Kinda nice, I got it all to myself right now. Bet it gets busy. Lots of people will come here. Looks like more little shops, businesses, water and soda. They're just now getting opened up. Pretty flowers. Trolley stop. They got a bus service here. Map of the downtown where I've been walking. There's other buildings up near where I parked. We'll have to check those too. And statues. Look at the hats that they wore back then. Very proud, very well dressed. Alright, well, I'm going to head up towards the van, see what other buildings we can find up through here. That map showed quite a few different ones. I bet there's all kinds of inns that you can stay at, rent a room here. Look at that guy had a camera on the back of that motorcycle. That was a 360 camera on there. More parking here. I don't know if they charge fees or not. It's gated. Alright, there's a steep climb. To the van we go. Well, I just talked to some people that were walking. There are all kinds of old buildings, and where I parked is the parking lot for the museum. They said some of the streets are even blocked off. You can't drive them. You walk down them. Old brick, storm drain. Everything's old here, including the guy holding the camera. That's the post office, I believe. That old brick building. Okay, Vans is down to the left. Historic Main Street. Yep, that's what they're saying. Gallery at York Hall. Okay. We're still walking. Right up there is where I turned around. Well, I'm just gonna walk it. Wow, look at them colors and flowers. See the van? It's way behind that building. Historic Main Street. Got it. two big chimneys, fireplaces. Okay, the museum is in there. Not open yet. We'll come back to this. York Hall. So it's their town hall, it looks like. Okay. Size of that tree there. Those are old. Politician's office. I'll be darned. And here's the closed off streets. Little tables, must be like a cafe maybe or something. With all the chimneys. Wow. All brick. Summerwell House. More of the history, 1702. Just like yesterday. There's a few picnic tables. This was put in 1925. That's a new one. Only 100 years old. It's a coffee shop. I'll be darned. It's too hot for coffee right now, or I'd get a cup. Even has a basement to it. Where else are you going to walk through a neighborhood like this? Everything is still here. Man. That is something. What's the date on this thing? 1720. I'll be darned. Wonder how many different families and people have lived in here through all the time. They are just in mint condition. Well, let's see what's up here. Round rounded brick on top of the fence, brick walkways. Their backyard's like a park. Well, I bet this is like National Park. Gotta be. To have this much preserved. Yep, there's a ranger over there. Couple cop cars. That's their office there, that little building for the Rangers. What a fence. My goodness, on both sides, everything's brick. Well, I'm gonna keep going a little ways, see what else we can find. This is just pretty darn cool. I bet the trolley system drives through here, maybe like sightseeing. I don't know, I'm guessing. Just to learn about every house, the history, who lived here. I bet from those homes you can see right down to the water. It's right at the bottom of that hill. Old fence.
Morning.
Good morning. How are you? There's the water. Now you can see it. Yeah, they have to see that from those homes. What a view. Dudley Diggs House, 1760. Wonder what these things are worth now. I bet that is up there. I don't even know if you could live in them, maybe. All the old outbuildings. Ooh, what is that? Big statue over there. Oh, cool. Old car. That's an inn. You can stay there. Wow. Oh, if you ever get a chance, come here. My goodness. This is endless. Just to see these old homes. I know the camera picks it up, but to see it in person, it's really something. Hornsby House Inn. Wow. Well, I want to see what that statue is over there. Big memorial. Commissioned in 1781. 100 years later, they built it. 1884, it was done. Lightning struck it. Rebuilt in the 50s. And it's 100 feet tall. Huh. Bet the ships can see that from out in the sea. Story of the battles. 244 cannons, 800 seamen. Wow. That is very impressive. Get another look at it from the backside. That sun's kind of blocking some of the view here, isn't it? Here you go. A little better view. Alright, well, I'm going to head back towards the van. Wasn't expecting all this walking, and I think that museum where I parked the van hopefully is open. Medical shop. I didn't see this sign. So that was a doctor, now it's a politician's office. All kinds of artifacts from all the different generations that lived here. There's a big gift shop up top. The old courthouse, 1600 to the 1900s. Amazing. Well, those buildings we just walked past were impressive. Absolutely impressive. I've never been to a place like this where there's so much of the old that's saved. There's the bridge we crossed over. More info on the old homes. The Sunken Fleet Cannon Project. So they brought up old cannons out of the water. Boat business. Definitely a good place to be in the boat business. Chesapeake Bay. Heck yeah. Storm of 1933 paralyzes the peninsula. Northeastern storms. Yeah, those things really get going. Well, think of all the hurricanes that come blasting through here, too. Grafton Bottle Works. The 1940s. Until 1940. It's so quiet down here. I'm the only one in here. So probably when they were restoring some of the old buildings and whatnot, the artifacts they would find has to be incredible. Probably still finding them. All the people, all the battleships. Good collection of old photos, though. Very good. What do we got in here? Looks like a conference room. And just pictures everywhere. Ooh, there's the memorial we just seen. That thing was tall, wasn't it? Almost 100 feet. 1956. Oh, that's after the lightning got it. blew the top right off of it. Look at that. Burnt the top of her crown there. Well, lightning, I'll tell you, that's pretty powerful. All right, gonna run up to that visitor center up by the battlefields. Yep, that's a post office there. Isn't that amazing? Still going. Colonial Post Office right here at Yorktown, Virginia. Yeah, we'll run up there, find that George Washington tent they claim they have. That'll be cool. Then there's another museum. I think it's private on our way out of town. I seen it. We'll see if it's open or whatever. Pretty good morning so far, huh? Okay, another map of the town. All the battlefields are out here. They go way out. Well, let's do this. Let's go in that nice air-conditioned building first. It is getting a little toasty out here and humid. Go find that George Washington tent. That'll be neat. You could easily spend a few days here exploring everything. Take that schooner ride out in the bay. That'd be fun. But I'm just here for today. That's it. Colonial National Historic Park, Yorktown Battlefields. All run by the National Park Service. Replica ship, we can walk through it. A lot of history of the battles here. Here's a layout of the battlefields. They're all over this area up here. Very informative volunteers that work here. Cornwall Sunken Fleet. Fiery end. All the cannons they pulled up. Well, let's go on in. Looks like dining room table. Old wooden bunk they would sleep in. Imagine all the rocking motion in the oceans of these old wood ships. And you wake up, go and fire a cannon. That had to be loud. Oh, goodness. Just deafening. Sleep by the cannons. This is kind of cool how they rebuilt this in here. Gives you a feel of what it was. Oh, got stairways. The uniforms from back then. Colorful. Long coats. Victory at Yorktown. Well done in here. They got little video playing on the TVs. Really describes it well, what they went through during their battles. The strategy of it. All the ships. Very well done. Once again, this is National Park Service that has all this in here in the visitor center. Right here in Yorktown, Virginia. Well, I want to go find that tent supposedly Washington had. Kind of like a ship in a bottle. You got a ship in a building. Joke. Just teasing. That is cool in there, how they did all that. Okay, looks like guns, bayonet. More about the history and the battles. $17.70. Here you go. Here's the tent. This was George's tent, a national treasure. Well, George, you were camping, see? Camping and RVing back then. The original canvas. And it's still here. They're still preserving it. What's this say? Washington was 6'2". Same height as a tunnel. So don't hit your head. There's the old tent poles. Some of the fabric. Amazing, huh? Hundreds and hundreds of years old. Well, look at all the trails. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull the e-bike out of the van. We're going to take a little bike ride. Spend a little time here. I know there's a national cemetery not too far. Let's see what we can find. I'm just going to use the phone for my map. Guaranteed I'll get lost. Let's try to find a few of the places. There's a lot of bicycles out here, but it's not real bike friendly. All right, here's our national cemetery. I'll walk over there in a minute. Wow, look how big this area is. Different locations, all the battles. These hills and fields were just covered with troops. Baptist Church. Goes way back, you know, Civil War history, everything was here. Alright, well, there's some of the graves. I see a sign in here. All the names of the markers here. Well, very fitting. All right, let's take a little more bike ride. All the trenches that the troops were in. We're close to the water. Water's right over that hill. Second siege line. So you can still see all these years later where they dug in. Amazing. All these trenches here. Alright, I looked on the phone. Looks like I can go straight across up here, stay off these main roads. These main roads, there's no bike trails. Those cars get really close to me. Alright, let's cut across. See what we can find down this way. first siege line stretched 1.25 miles clear down to the Yorktown Creek. Kind of a neat trail through here. What's this one? The deposit. Oh, they're weapons, huh? I'll be darned. Think of all the people that have been in these woods. Guaranteed you could still find artifacts in these woods here. Of course, you can't do it now, but I bet it's in there. Well, downhill in the shade, can't beat that. I think this kind of loops us back to the big road, the main road. American Approach Road. Guarantee you they didn't have pavement. Probably dirt trails, huh? There's water. Maybe it's at Yorktown Creek that was on that one sign. Nope, Wormley Creek Crossing. The earthen dam built in 1781. The troops used to march across it from the siege line right here all those years ago. Oh, I see it. Right up here. Here's the earthen dam that ran a mill too. Oh, we gotta check this. There it is. The old earthen dam. The troops marched across there in the 1700s. Wow. Talk about history. Glad I came down here. Alright, well, it's getting hot. We got another museum to check on the way out of town, so I'm going to head back towards the visitor center in the van. There's definitely all kinds of trails you can explore if you come here to Yorktown. For more information on my travels, be sure to check out my website, RVerTV.tv. There you sign up for a newsletter. Putting one out once a month now. Got all kinds of cool things on there. Free downloadable puzzles, articles, blogs. Plus we got a merch shop. Armchair Traveler series is out. Also the 2025. Heck yeah. Merch is out as well. Coffee mugs, hats, t-shirts, which help support the channel and future videos just like this one, exploring this extremely historic area of Yorktown. Once again, it's RVerTV.tv, and I appreciate it very much. Welcome to the American Revolution Museum of Yorktown. Going to go in and explore it. It's supposed to have an outside camp, reenactment camp. That ought to be kind of cool. Gonna end our little visit here in Yorktown. Yeah, that ain't the front door. Must be up here a little farther. It's really heating up. It's getting downright hot and humid. Glad I got out here early. What a unique experience coming here. My goodness. I'm kind of overwhelmed with everything I've seen so far today. It'll be fun when I look at all the video footage. See what I really captured. All right, I'm gonna go on in. Alright, I'm just gonna wander through here. This is privately funded, I think. It's a little pricey to get in, but it's still worth it. But there's a reenactment camp outside, the nice girl said. So I'll head out there in just a minute. I'm kind of enjoying this air conditioning. There's a method to this. Do the inside stuff first, get nice and cooled off. It's a huge building in here. There's a lot of square footage. Old rifles back from the war. Huge paintings. Wow. My goodness. Huh. This is high end in here. Indians in the British colonial North America. Everything all cased in glass. Very detailed modern displays, but it's very detailed. Look at this with the barrels. It's like the old docks from the ships. Bringing in the cargo. Pretty darn cool in here. And air conditioned. Alright, I'll quit. I gotta go outside here in a minute. There you go. That thing is new, huh? Big old cannon. Mint condition. The Yorktown siege. Gotta have a still. Keep them cold nights a little warmer, huh? Alright, that's good. Alright, well, I'm cooled off enough. I'm gonna head outside, try to find that camp. Just like the picture online. That had to have been brutal. Being in a tent in the winter and then in these summers. All these young people, the volunteers, all dressed up in the uniforms. That has to be hot too. Yeah, they're young. They can take it, huh? Hi. Hi. Good, how are you? Pretty hot to be out here.
Not too bad today, but it is still pretty warm, yeah.
In all those clothes, yeah.
We'll make it through. Enough ice water, we'll be fine.
There you go.
Have a good day.
You too. Thank you. Well, part of the theme of the community here, though. All of it. I'm super impressed. I wasn't expecting all this when I came to Yorktown. You know, you read online and look at the pictures and you see one thing, but to actually walk the streets, see the buildings, the battlegrounds, all of it. Even George Washington's tent, what's left of it. Well, I'm gonna cut through these buildings and probably head for the van.
farmers markets in Williamsburg and Yorktown. Okay. So I think they're growing a lot of excess produce to sell.
Hi.
This is our you come down to our 18th century tobacco farm. So this is the farmhouse. That's the bed chamber back there. This main room right here is referred to as the hall. It's in like a dining hall. So all the furnishings, they're reproductions of what show up on his probate inventory when he dies in 1786. So tables, chairs, writing desk, the bed, looking glass to check yourself out in the mirror, and then spinning wheels and the loom. They're likely making some of their own fabric during the war. You wouldn't see a lot of looms here in the colonial period because we're just importing. Ships are bringing in pre-made fabrics from Europe and England. The English were renowned for their abilities to make really excellent cloth. Woolen, pretty tough job today, keeping track of the any mice or rabbits that come running through the house. But,
He's a fat cat.
we're growing tobacco as our cash crop, and then
Morning.
Hi.
Enjoying the museum today?
Yeah.
Good, welcome. Marshall just told you you're in our kitchen.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, very neat. Volunteers work hard. They are absolutely getting cooked inside those buildings. It's hot. My hat's off to them. All right. Looks like they got gardens here, active gardens. Got some corn growing there. Looks like it's almost ready. I would definitely put this on your list of stops if you're coming to Yorktown. Talk about maintain. This place is very, very well done. The grounds inside that big building was like a art gallery. All right, to the van we go. All right, well, I'm gonna go find a RV park or campground. Hopefully I can find something. Tomorrow we're gonna cut over to Jamestown, which isn't that far from here. Also coming up on RVerTV will be the Outer Banks, the Carolinas, down into Georgia. There is still much more bonus footage from the 2025 travel season coming out this winter. Alright, hard to believe, end of the year's here. 2026, a couple days away. And in January, I'll be in Quartzsite the entire month of January. Hope to see you down there. Got all kinds of cool video coming out with the shows, the big tent, all of it. Journey never ends. Talk soon.